Welcome back. Well, today we are joined by Jerry Makison with Makison Insurance. Jerry, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And today we're talking about life insurance because guess what? September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So that's our topic today. Jerry's going to give us all the good info we need. And before we get into types of coverage, which is important to talk about, Jerry, what should people be considering when trying to choose a life insurance plan that's right for them?
Sure. Whenever you're trying to choose which plan or what type of plan to go with, first thing you got to know is why are you buying it? Why do you need it? And typically, if you're young and starting a family, that would be the reason why you would need it. Okay. Also, if you had debt or mortgages, that would be another reason to own life insurance too. And both of those plans can be different types of coverage. So that's important as well. But today, life insurance is a lot different than it was 20 years ago. Today, these policies can have features such as disability riders, disability income, or even living benefits, such as an accelerated death benefit that pay you if you're terminally ill, and also can help pay for long-term care or nursing care. So the plans have changed over the years. The major three types is whole life, term, and universal life. There's a bunch of spin-off from that, but those are the three basic life policies.
Okay, and so it sounds like there's lots of different types, or at least a few different types for people in different situations. So if we want to kind of get into it, let's go through those major types of coverage and what comes with them.
Sure. The first one is term. Term life is very affordable. That's why people buy it. It's mostly affordable in the first few years of the plan, and then premiums can tick up later on. Folks that would buy that should be young, and they should also have a permanent life policy too. Um, so you really got to watch the cost and how these policy functions down the road 20, 40 years later. So my best advice for anybody that's 30 years old, don't just have the life insurance at work, purchase your own permanent policy. Now, like I said, term life is cheap and it's good for things that we know, like a 20-year mortgage. See, that's 20 years, that's the term. There's nothing wrong with that. Or even for children, you could have a new baby and you want to make sure that you're covering your income in case something happens to you for the first 20 years. But life insurance should be a permanent thing that you keep because it's a financial tool too. So regardless if you have a term policy or life insurance at work, you need to purchase your own policy, and it should be a GUL, a guaranteed universal life policy. It's the most affordable, and it will last your entire life, and the premiums won't change. And that's what's important about that. So term has its use. The problem with term is at 30 years old, you can buy a $100,000 term, and it costs $10 a month. The problem is going to be once that term is up in 20 years, now it's annually renewable. That means the rates go up every year. And by age of 65, that plan would be costing you about $300 a month. And that taps into your fixed income when you retire. And that's why a lot of people are losing that coverage. Okay, I've seen a lot of premiums jump sky high after you exhaust the first term. So term is okay, but it's not the best. Whole life is a good policy, but it's very expensive. So even at 30 years old, a $100,000 life policy is going to cost you $125 per month. The great thing is your rates won't change. Your coverage won't change. So it's permanent. So there's nothing wrong with that. And just to give you the numbers, a guaranteed universal life policy that the premiums doesn't change and the coverage doesn't go away to age 100, that premium is only $41. But people don't know the different types of coverage. They're going to somebody that's not an expert in life insurance or retirement, and they're just selling what they have. We have over 37 companies for life insurance. The worst plan that you can buy out there would be a guaranteed whole life policy. Guaranteed means that there's no health questions. So regardless of your health, you can have it. But they're going to rate everybody as being basically very ill. So when I gave you that quote for a 30-year-old for a whole life policy being 125, guess what? A 30-year-old couldn't buy this policy. You have to be 50 years, 45 sometimes, or older up to age 85. And these plans are easy to qualify, but you base that on a 60-year-old, you're talking about paying over $438 for only a $25,000 life policy because we won't sell you $100,000.
Right.
The
Wow.
most you can have on a guaranteed whole life would be $30,000 worth of coverage. So
I
buy it early, buy permanent, and keep your policies.
Yeah, I had no idea some of these policies were so different. And Jerry, you can be someone people can go to as an expert in life insurance. So how can people reach out to you if they're trying to figure this out for themselves?
Well, you can always call down here at our office at 271-5444. We don't charge anything for consultations ever. Also, we're located at 2411 North Woodbine. We've been here in St. Joe for almost 23 years now.
Awesome.
So it's pretty easy to find us.
Definitely. Well, we appreciate it. Jerry Makison with Makison Insurance. Jerry, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.